The journalism program at the University of Washington prepares students for jobs in the revolutionized worlds of journalism and media communications. Because of the skills, internships, mentorship, and connections through the UW journalism program, recent graduates are working in newsrooms across the country and throughout the Northwest. All UW journalism faculty are or have been working journalists who understand the pressures and thrill of breaking news, investigative journalism, and multimedia reporting. Students get practical experience in deadline reporting, interviewing, and journalism ethics. They can specialize in advanced skills courses including data journalism, sports reporting, radio reporting, and photojournalism. Plus, they have special opportunities to do legislative reporting and even overseas coverage with global relevance. The University of Washington journalism program is preparing students for careers that matter in the 21st century. Listen to what our recent graduates have to say.
I am the night cops reporter, and so my role is to come in the afternoon, and I stay until about 10 o'clock at night, and I'm listening to the scanners, I'm talking to the different police agencies, calling some of the dispatchers, and just trying to keep up with any breaking news that's happening. Largely crime related, but I also do a lot of general assignment stuff. Not all breaking news is crime, and also I do a lot of just general interest stories that aren't necessarily breaking, just to have something in the paper, and they're also kind of fun to write. Stories come from all different places. They get emailed, they get called in, sometimes we find them on our own from the scanner or from the police agencies tweeting. There's all sorts of ways that initial tip-off happens, and then the follow-up just depends on what it is. Sometimes we go out there and see for ourselves, sometimes we make the calls. But it really is just about paying attention to what people are telling you, and also just observing what you see for yourself. The journalism program helped me in my career and prepared me mostly by giving me connections. I did not have real-world internships. I had spent a lot of time at the Daily, 3 full years there basically, and that was great, and that gave me all sorts of opportunities in and of itself. But I really needed that bridge between that and the professional world, and the connections that the journalism program gave me were just invaluable.
So I'm a reporter for GeekWire. GeekWire is a technology news startup, and we're based in Seattle, so we cover everything from Amazon and Microsoft all the way down to the small startups. Seattle's got an amazing startup scene, comparable to the best in the world, so we're kind of the storytellers of that scene. So we're all about technology and geeky stuff, and it's a lot of fun. And so I do reporting, but I do a lot more. I do writing and photos and video and a little bit on the business side, because we're a startup covering startups, so it's kind of cool to learn all these. It's kind of like the new media movement almost, and we don't have any print publications, so strictly online. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's all new, and every day we're trying something new, so it's a lot of fun. I feel very fortunate to have this position. So how did the UW journalism community kind of foster my growth and help me grow into a reporter? Well, there's a lot of different aspects to that. I think there's your peers that help you, and then there's also your advisors and mentors, and there's that sense of it goes beyond just going to the class and then going back to your dorm and studying. It's more, your professors, following up with you and asking questions about what you're doing, and more importantly, are you preparing to get that job? Are you ready to get that career? And for example, one of my professors at the UW emailed me about this job that I'm currently in now. She could have forgotten about me, or I could have been another number in the system, which I think a lot of, sometimes the UW gets kind of pegged as that, as, oh, if you go to a big school, you're just going to be another number. But she emailed me with a job tip. It was completely random. I wouldn't have found it otherwise. And that's just a small example, I think, of just the community that's around and that really cares about you and kind of supports you, so you don't really feel like you're alone all the time.
So I work on our learning and development team, and that means that I do a lot of our project management, event planning, logistics for trainings and development that we do. So trainings could be anything from a PowerPoint class to their first day orientation, and the development piece could be coaching for managers or developing within a role a lot of the professional development that happens here. You open them like this, and then you like close them, so the point is to have all of the different pieces moving together. I think a journalism major is invaluable today. I think that we need a lot more people in the world that know, again, going back to the skills that you learn every day in journalism, how to write, how to communicate with the public, how to communicate with people on multiple levels as opposed to just one tier that you might learn with a different degree. And then little things like being able to be on social media, being able to say things like on the record and off the record and have candid conversations with people. And then on a whole other different scale, there's a knowledge base that comes with it. So you know how to read the news, you know how to digest information, you know how to take huge piles of research and synthesize that down into something that you could actually communicate to someone. You know how to read data sheets or look at information in multiple different ways. And frankly, there's not degrees out there that really teach you that and then teach you it in a way that you can take it out into the world immediately.